Gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News. My name is Mean Marky D. Pile driving geeks. Since 1973, the biggest mark in the IWC. WWE has announced a huge Wrestlemania edition of SmackDown. Not this week, Bruce, though. Next week. Completely passing this week by, and it's caused quite the uproar inside the wrestling community. Sources say JD from New York is very upset for the wrestlers because they won't be able to perform in front of a live audience at Raymond James Stadium. Who says JD is a complete prick? He is a caring human being. Now, give me a break. In my honest opinion, they should be lucky that they're even collecting paychecks at this point. Just shut up, sit down, and enjoy the biggest catering night of the year by Titus O'Neil. I heard he spares absolutely no expense. In other news on tonight's SmackDown, Sami Zayn's documentary is all but finished as he now has invited bottom of the barrel YouTube sensation, the man who filmed a dead body hanging in a Japanese suicide forest, the man who gets excited like a 4-year-old schoolboy over Pokemon cards. Pokemon? Are they still around? I used to be big back in the day on Pokemon as well, man. I was a master at Pokemon Go. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Data! Are you kidding me, Data? Why are you always interrupting me while I'm singing? You just don't want me on Broadway. Is that it, you nasty bitch? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry that I let my unprofessional behavior once again get the best of me, Dana. Anyway, where was I? On my list of offenses here for, what's his name? Well, who's on the show tonight? Jake Paul, yeah, that's right. Found a dead body hanging inside a Japanese suicide forest. The man who gets excited like a 4-year-old schoolboy over a Pokemon card. Gotta catch 'em all! The man who tries to make believe he is an actual professional boxer, but in reality, he wants to be more like Ash Ketchum. What a clown! Jake Paul on the show tonight. Will this bring the type of audience that WWE wants, or will it drive fans away, just like WWE has done all season with this terrible writing headed by Bruce Pritchard and his writing staff? One has to wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after this small musical commercial break. ladies and gentlemen, and what you just heard were the melodious tones of White Bat Audio. That one was called Infiltrator. Speaking of which, is it safe? Can I continue the show without any interruption? Are you sure, Dana? Or are you just telling me that because you don't want me to yell at you? Of course. I thought you told me there wouldn't be this fucking noise! God! I can't get any work done around here! Don't you have a Titus food order to fuck up somewhere? Huh? JD's design team is working vigorously around the clock. I said vigorously, clowns! He's working for you! Around the clock to make sure this place looks great. For the unveiling, we have others in the IWC looking for the basics, new lighting, new generic layouts that seem unimaginative and boring, like most of the other shows in the IWC. But I'm not surprised. I mean, do they really think that they look good? Oh man, almost as good as Satin's haircut, huh? Where did your barber go to school, clown? Whole Foods University? What was his major? Stalking porn stars, looking for asparagus? Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Tonight's Titus special inside the venue is Titus's best chili ever, folks. And no, that is not a joke. This one is made with 85-15 ground beef. 3 types of beans. We have the red kidney beans, we have the pinto beans, and we have the black beans. And this is a multi-cheese type of chili. We have Monterey Jack, Colby Jack, Pepper Jack, a Monterey Jack con queso, Jack Nicholson, Jack Black, Jack Lemon, Jackie Gleason, Jackie Chan, Jack Anna. What the fuck? Half of these aren't even cheeses, Dana! The fuck is going on around here? Nobody asked for your Tinder message box! Jesus fucking Christ! Who would swipe right on you anyway, you ugly looking cow? You can't even get a food order, never mind. What do we have to drink tonight around this fucking dump? Sammy's Conspiracy Cream Ale. That's where we're going. That's what we have on tap tonight inside the venue. God. That doesn't sound like it's gonna get the job done when I got Dana as my secretary. Listen, go get me a Grey Goose tonic, please, and make it a triple. Please! Snappy! Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. This is your SmackDown post-show with your host, JD from New York. Dana, listen, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to call you an ugly-looking cow. Please! God.
Paul and a disappointing SmackDown. We are live, man. SmackDown left a lot to be desired tonight, as usual, folks. Logan Paul joins Sami Zayn for the unveiling of his new documentary. I still don't understand Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I wish somebody would fill me in on what's going on, because I don't have a goddamn clue. Rematches. And then we get to the only thing that's WrestleMania worthy on this show, and that is Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and the third wheel, Grandpa, Old Man Rated R, Edge. Plus, I got my opinion on WWE turning SmackDown next week into the unofficial third night that nobody asked for of WrestleMania. Plus, your SmackDown news and rumors tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Mustang is pulled up outside the venue. The beverages are cold, and the trolls are salty because my intro is fucking great. This is the SmackDown Post Show on Off the Script.
This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want?
You know what? I'm gonna stop it. I hit the Raw intro. Botch. I hit the Raw intro instead of the OTS intro. Let's do that over, man. Let's do it over. Here we go.
Delete. This is mine.
Man, listen, I don't care how you enjoy Mr. Dips, bro. I really don't care. There's no way I would give you guys 2 Monday Night Raw reviews. I don't even think I'd do that to myself, to be quite honest with you. That's awful. That's all. Nobody wants 2 Monday Night Raws. Nobody wants 2 Monday Night Raws at all. Anyway, guys, thank you so very much for joining me right here on the SmackDown, not Raw. Thank Christ, post-show. Not like this show is any better. This is April 2nd, 2021. I don't really have much to say tonight in the opening, man. I really don't. I got so much news. I want to get right into the news. There's not much that I really want to say. SmackDown was not good tonight. SmackDown was not good at all tonight. I don't have any excitement at all towards WrestleMania. Monday Night Raw is in shambles. We all know how bad Monday Night Raw is. SmackDown did not do anything really to get me excited about much of what they have going on. I think the only thing I'm excited for, as far as SmackDown is concerned, outside of Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Grandpa Edge is the fact that we're going to get some damn good wrestling coming out of SmackDown. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins should be fantastic. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens has the opportunity to steal all of WrestleMania, to be quite honest with you. And then we got Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, which should main event night one, just based off the foundation that Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble. And this is a perfect year to really spotlight the two Royal Rumble winners, because it may never happen again. It's not going to happen regularly, but it may never happen again. It's going to be a great match, but all three of these matches are going to be great. The thing is, I don't really care for any of their stories, especially Bianca and Sasha, which I'm scratching my head around. I don't know what the feud is. It's almost as if WWE has given up. Bianca wins the Royal Rumble, and WWE, with the mentality that she won the Royal Rumble, that's all they're using to fuel this storyline. Oh, Bianca won the Royal Rumble. Great. They don't need a story. She won the Royal Rumble. Yada, yada, yada. 7 weeks later, here we are. Still nothing. Still nothing. Logan Paul was on SmackDown tonight. Not really going to do anything as far as WWE is concerned. It may net them a little bit more social media interactions, a little boost on social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever the fuck they're pushing Logan Paul on. But it's not going to matter. It's not going to factor into any long-term effect. These people may be watching for Logan Paul and Logan Paul only. They may tune in and sign up for Peacock at $250 a month, basically giving it away for free. They may tune in to see his one little WrestleMania involvement and then adios, sayonara. They won't be back to watch the fucking show again, because who the hell in their right mind wants to watch this steaming pile of garbage every single week? WWE clearly is using Logan Paul because they would rather go outside and use somebody with the notoriety of a Logan Paul instead of building up somebody on the inside on their roster to be as big as anybody else in the entertainment realm. And WWE thinks Logan Paul and his audience are cool, and they want to attract the youth. But the thing is, when the youth looks at the WWE and they watch WWE, nothing about the WWE is cool whatsoever. It's run by Vince McMahon. It's run by my good old buddy, Bruce. Do you attribute cool to Bruce Pritchard? I mean, give me a fucking break. That's all this show was tonight, man. It was very little to be desired as far as entertainment and excitement about WrestleMania. Nothing really stood out on this show tonight. The only thing WrestleMania worthy, and I've been saying this for a couple weeks, is the Universal Championship title picture, and that's about it. That's about it. But we're going to get into the SmackDown news and rumors right at the top, because I feel like I'm going to rant about it. I feel like I'm going to rant big on it. Just doesn't sit well with me, and it just goes to show you WWE's creative is at an all-time worst ever with what they announced yesterday afternoon on social media. But I want to thank you guys very much for joining me on the podcast tonight, guys. We are 1,200 in the chat. We got 311 likes. Let's try and get that up to 750 is usually the goal. So if you guys want to hit that thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps out the video tremendously. So make sure you guys go and do that. Super chats are open. You guys can get them on in. We got $100 super chat coming on in from Coiled Phoenix right away at the top of the show, right before we even went live, man. So thank you to Coiled Phoenix 713 for the $100 YouTube super chat donation. Really appreciate you, Coiled Phoenix. We will hit the super chats at the end of tonight's podcast. So get them on in. It's what we usually do to close out the live streams here on YouTube. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys go and follow Critiques and Connoisseurs on Twitter and Instagram as well. We got a new video up tomorrow. And man, oh man, Hodge was texting me during SmackDown. He said, this is fucking great. We got AEW superstar Santana of Proud and Powerful, Santana of the Inner Circle on Critiques and Connoisseurs tomorrow. It's going to be awesome, man. We dive into a variety of topics, and we go right back to what we did with Ortiz, man, drinking some peanut butter whiskey, Screwball peanut butter whiskey, and we even broke out the Jameson cold brew as well for him to try out. Awesome episode. I'll be spamming your fucking social medias all weekend. It's going to be great. So make sure you guys go and check that out tomorrow. If you guys want to support the podcast, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. You guys can go and buy a t-shirt. Bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script. Go and get your masks. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. They got the white and the black Off the Script masks in stock. I wear mine everywhere I go when I go out. So make sure you guys go and get your masks. Also, go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed from this past weekend and this past week. We got Off the Script from last weekend, episode 370. Go and check that out. We got Monday Night Raw, and we got AEW on Wednesday talking about Dynamite. So if you missed any of that stuff, links will be down in the description of this very video. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at BlueChew.com. With WrestleMania season being so unexciting and painfully boring, you may need more than just one Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. You guys are going to use code JD, not script. That's so many fucking codes, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for your free sample. That is BlueChew.com, and I want to thank them for supporting Off the Script. Guys, right at the top, I want to start off with WWE's official announcement for WrestleMania and the WrestleMania edition of Friday Night SmackDown next week. I was blown away in a very bad way about this announcement. This did not sit well with me at all. Now, Thursday, WWE announced that this year's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will take place on a very special WrestleMania edition of Friday Night SmackDown. This is what is being said about next week's SmackDown. First of all, we got Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge. They will address the WWE Universe right before WrestleMania. 2 days before they square off in a highly anticipated Universal Championship triple threat match, the WWE Universe will hear from the head of the table, the leader of the Yes Movement, and the Rated R Superstar as they prepare to collide on the grandest stage of them all. So we got a go-home edition that includes the Universal Championship triple threat match. Great, fine. I'm already invested in what those guys are doing. Then they announced a fatal four-way tag team title match at WrestleMania. They say this, and I quote, "For months, the SmackDown tag team division has been extremely competitive." What division? There's no division. Your division exists because of two tag teams, and that's it. The other two tag teams in this fatal four-way aren't even really teams. Well, I guess you can constitute Rey and Dominik Mysterio as a team because they're father and son. I guess that would make them a team, right? But it's not really how they started. And Gable, Chad Gable and Otis, they're not a real tag team. As far as I'm concerned, Otis needs to be back with Tucker. Give me those steaks and weights, Tucker. That's what he needs to be back with. Tucker. Tucker Knight, if you guys remember him. So we got a fatal four-way And we got those 4 teams. Profits, Dominik and Rey, Otis and Gable, and the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, in a championship match, Fatal 4-Way. Then we got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And you guys know how worthless of a Battle Royal this is. The last man remaining will be the winner of the Battle Royal. What he will win, I don't know. It's probably a lifetime fucking catering gift card for Titus anywhere outside of WWE Thunderdome. I don't know. I don't really know. They're fighting for what? Nobody knows. So these are the wrestlers, the combatants, the superstars that are going to be in this Battle Royal, the highly prestigious Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Yeah, right. Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander. Oh, that's great, man. You broke up the Hurt Business, and now Cedric is right back to where he was before the Hurt Business was even an idea. Catering. He's a jobber now. Awesome. Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric of the Viking Raiders. Remember him? I know I don't. Neither does WWE. Gren Metalik, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker. Main event, Jey Uso is in the Battle Royal. Awesome. Main event. Did you hear me the first time? Main event, Jey Uso is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Kalisto, Baron Corbin, Lindsay Dorado, Mace, Murphy, that's Buddy Murphy, by the way, geeks, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Shelton Benjamin. How's that Hurt Business working out for you, Mr. Benjamin? Shinsuke Nakamura, Slapjack, T-Bar, and Tucker. These are the men that will be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Folks, let me get this straight. Bruce, Vince, WWE management, let me get this straight. First of all, I don't really understand why a battle royal is necessary for WrestleMania season. I don't really understand the premise of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You do realize that there's nothing prestigious about it. I'm pretty sure if Andre was alive and with us, he'd probably be laughing at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal so much that he probably wouldn't even want his name associated with it. What exactly do they win? And has anybody come out better because they won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? No. I don't really grasp the concept here. I don't understand who is actually looking forward to what is just a generic battle royal for the simple fact that WWE has a bunch of losers on their roster that they don't know what to do with, or that they made them into losers. Not all of them are losers. Some of them are highly underutilized. But this is nothing more than a collection of everybody that you don't find value in to give them the false hope that they have some value to the company. What exactly do they win? Why is it that WWE operates with this mentality, oh man, we got to get everybody on the show? You do realize that not everybody deserves to be on WrestleMania. Why does everybody have to be on WrestleMania? I don't really understand that concept. You know, before Triple H made the terrible mistake of making TakeOver 2 nights just to get everybody involved, which I fucking hate as well, there's no reason for TakeOver to be 2 nights. Nobody wants to watch a 2-night TakeOver. There's no reason why you can't have a 1-night TakeOver and do everything in that one night. TakeOver used to be, when NXT was actually the best brand in the world, at one point or another, which they were, TakeOvers meant something. They never booked a takeover with the mentality of, we got to get 9 matches on the show because everybody's got to take part in takeover. No, they had 5 fucking matches, most of which were all championship matches. Or big blow-off feud matches, right? Only the highly regarded and most important were on those shows. That's the mentality to take. If you are busting your ass and you've shown management that you deserve to be there, then you will be there. They're not going to take a guy like Velveteen Dream, or they're not going to take a guy like Jake Atlas and just put him on fucking NXT TakeOver. It's not going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. Those spots should be highly regarded. That should be the pinnacle of what those guys are fighting for, working towards. But with WrestleMania, WWE, it's got to get everybody on the fucking show in some way, shape, or form. Don't you think there's other ways to go about it instead of a fucking battle royal? Now, I will always firmly be planted with that mentality. My feet will be grounded with that mentality. I will argue that to anybody. That's the way I feel about WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck what you did. I don't give a shit if we were in the middle of a pandemic. I don't care. If you have done nothing, why do you belong there? Now, this is not really WrestleMania, but my point stands. Eric doesn't belong on WrestleMania. Mace, T-Bar, Slapjack, Tucker, Jackson Riker, Humberto Carrillo. These guys don't belong at WrestleMania. Whether this happens at WrestleMania or not, which, like I said, this is not really WrestleMania. But my point stands. Now, don't you think there's other ways to go about getting a large majority of people at WrestleMania who don't necessarily have plans? Why are we still utilizing Money in the Bank as its own pay-per-view? You've already ruined the fucking concept. Nobody gives a shit. The last 3 years have proven that WWE does not give a shit about the Money in the Bank briefcase. Just look at what they did with Otis to The Miz and then back to The Miz. They didn't give a shit about it. They had no fucking idea what to do with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, they gave it to fucking Otis, for Christ's sakes. And nobody thought Otis was going to be a WWE champion. Nobody. So why don't we just eliminate that pay-per-view and put the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania once again? Why is it so difficult to grasp this concept? Now, the reason why I say that is because WWE can come up with any fucking pay-per-view to fill in that 1 month, May, June, whenever the fuck Money in the Bank happens, July. Just put in something else. You don't necessarily need to have Money in the Bank. And I think WWE needs to start moving away from these gimmick pay-per-views. But if you have Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, all you need is 6 spots. And by the way, Aleister Black is not one of these names in this Battle Royal. Aleister Black can't even make the SmackDown before WrestleMania, a brand in which he actually is on. Now, but WWE's got plans for him, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, plans for what? Dismissal. 6 spots at WrestleMania. All you got to do is have qualifying match. There's no reason why you can't come up with 6 qualifying matches for 6 guys out of this number of WWE superstars. I don't get it. Then you can line the match up with the Blacks and the Ricochets and the Alis and the Benjamins and the Cedric Alexanders and the Jey Usos, the Shinsuke Nakamura's, and actually make it a match that people want to see. Who wants to see this? Who wants to see this? WWE is so just mentally inept about what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. They just do. And they don't give a fuck about the consequences whatsoever. They don't give a fuck about the backlash. That's why I'm here. I thrive. I love making WWE management and WWE creative look like a bunch of fucking idiots. I could book this show better with my fucking eyes closed. Give me a break. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is a fucking waste of time. My second gripe with this is everybody's like, SmackDown's important. SmackDown's important. Now, normally I would say, I wish WWE would book SmackDown in the middle of these shows or on the road to a pay-per-view or whatever they're building towards. I really wish that they would omit some of these. Like, we didn't need Fastlane. We didn't need Fastlane. That could have been a SmackDown show. Everything that you did on that show, that could have been a SmackDown show. But they opted to put it on pay-per-view for absolutely no reason. WWE needs to start making Raws and SmackDowns like mini pay-per-views at some time during the year when it calls for it. I've always believed that. And I always reference the 2016 SmackDown episode, the last episode in December. Go back and watch that on the WWE Network and tell me that wasn't a pay-per-view-esque show. That show was awesome. Fucking awesome. But here we are with these SmackDown shows that don't mean anything, and then they do something like this. What exactly does this tell you that WWE labeled this a WrestleMania edition of SmackDown? You know what it tells me? WWE just doesn't give a shit. They don't have the mental capacity to write a go-home show that gets you excited for being the last stop right before WrestleMania. To them, Friday is, whatever. I can't wait till Saturday. We'll just give them a partial WrestleMania show, and it takes all the creative stress off of our shoulders, so we don't really have to write a good show. We'll just leave you guys the leftovers that were supposed to be on WrestleMania, and we'll put them on SmackDown. And then fans are going to eat it up. Fans are going to think, it's a big episode of SmackDown. It's important. No, it's not. No, it's not. All it does is tell me is that WWE basically has given up to deliver a true go-home show before the biggest pay-per-view of the year. The fact that they're doing this shows you that their creative mentality is at zero. They are mentally fucking incapable of coming up with anything creative. So this is the product. That's the product. Fans are going to look at it different. I don't. And you know what else sucks about this? You know what else sucks about this? Fuck the Battle Royal. Fuck the Battle Royal. It's the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Now, I know the tag team divisions are fucking worthless. I know they're just completely bottom of the barrel titles. Nobody gives a fuck about the tag team titles. Both of their divisions are fucking trash. They're trash. There is no tag team divisions in WWE. Monday Night Raw has 2 teams. If that. SmackDown has 2 teams. The rest of the teams are stitched together with fucking glue and scotch tape. It's pathetic. But the one thing that bothers me, and I know it bothers them, everybody involved in this match, is that this SmackDown Tag Team title drama that's been going on between Otis and Gable, the Prophets, Ziggler and Roode, and the Mysterios, this has been going on for about a month and a half, 2 months now. Don't you think that they fully expected to be at Raymond James Stadium on Saturday or Sunday with those tag team titles on the line in front of live paying fans for the first time in over a year? So WWE comes up with this WrestleMania edition of SmackDown, gives us a tag team title match, and then, without even blinking a fucking eye, they take 8 opportunities away from these guys that have been there all year, busting their ass. Legitimately. Busting their ass. You took 8 opportunities away from all of them to not be in front of paying fans because you creatively suck so fucking bad that you're putting them on an empty arena SmackDown show in front of virtual geeks and calling it a WrestleMania edition of SmackDown in hopes that it eased their fucking pain. All 8 of these guys are not going to be in front of paying audience members, live audience, at Raymond James Stadium. Everybody in this battle royal that hasn't wrestled in front of a live audience for over a year is going to be stuck to an empty Thunderdome edition of SmackDown that they're labeling WrestleMania Edition SmackDown. Don't you think that's fucked up? Does management not think that that's fucked up for those 8 guys in that tag team match and everybody in that battle royal? You got 2 nights of WrestleMania. 2 fucking nights of WrestleMania. You mean to tell me you couldn't find spots for some of these guys that are actually deserving of a spot on one of those nights? Either you don't give a fuck or you just don't give a fuck. WWE should be fucking ashamed of themselves. If I'm one of those guys, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. You're performing at WrestleMania on SmackDown. No, you're not. You're performing on SmackDown. You're performing on a show that they just failed to produce and write for because they can't be bothered because they got to worry about the real WrestleMania. What a disgrace. What an absolute fucking disgrace WWE management is. I don't know how anybody can stand for that shit. I really don't. They should be embarrassed on every fucking level. On every level, they should be embarrassed. It's unreal, man. It's unreal. I don't really know what else to add on top of that, but all I know is whatever they did with this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and this SmackDown Tag Team title match, they let every one of those guys down, man. Get rid of the Battle Royal. Give me Money in the Bank. Get Money in the Bank away from being its own pay-per-view. Put something else there. Give some guys qualifying matches. You do realize that the qualifying matches can be spread out over 2 months to give your fucking shows some goddamn importance, but what the fuck do I know? What do I know? What do I know, man? That's 6 matches. You want to raise it to 8? 8 matches. 8 matches, 4 from each brand. You can do that. But now they just put everybody in a battle royal and label it WrestleMania when it really is SmackDown. They should all be fucking ashamed of themselves, man. Let's check the chat. We got 1,500 in the chat right now. 430 likes. Let's try and get that up, guys. We're almost there. We are almost there, man. We're a little bit more than halfway there. 430. Let's try for 750 before we get on out of here tonight. Let's start at the top, man, with SmackDown. Edge made his ring entrance. He went to the ring, cut a very, very fiery promo on SmackDown tonight. He said maybe it was naive of him to think he could take the road to WrestleMania and not hit any speed bumps. He accused Daniel Bryan of weaseling his way into the Universal title match. My Universal title match at WrestleMania, he said. He then said it meant it when he told Bryan that he was one of the biggest inspirations for him to make a comeback. He said he was so focused on Reigns, he didn't see Bryan coming. He said if anyone should see an opportunist or a manipulator coming, it should have been him. Talked about Bryan's scenario that he'd face the winner of him and Reigns at the end of the match, and he sarcastically said, oh my God, he's so heroic. He said he then realized since last week that he was just being outplayed. He said he is mad at Bryan, but he also has the wherewithal inside of him to thank him because he had a lot of time for reflection. He said he looked in the mirror and finally liked what he saw. He said when he is backed into a corner, he turns into a wrestler who comes out swinging, doing what he has to do. He said he looked in the mirror and finally saw the rated R superstar. He pointed out a graphic on the screen, which was all 3 of them with the WrestleMania graphic. He said that match is Adam Pearce's validation for his paycheck Way to go, Adam, he said. Said he doesn't think Pierce understands the ramifications of what he's done, nor does Bryan or Roman. He said he snapped at Fastlane after getting hit with a chair by Bryan, and after Pierce made this a triple threat match, he said he did, and he has finally woken the hell up. I am the man that Roman Reigns aspires to be. I'm the man Daniel Bryan aspires to be. I'm a WWE Hall of Fame legend. His face was turning red. He was shaking, very intense here as he uttered these words in the middle of the ring. He said he's the Rated R superstar. He said it felt so good when he crashed the chair into both of their bodies, and he was so close to hitting a concerto. He said it'll happen again, and when it does, he will not hesitate. He threw the mic down and left the ring. I mean, there's really not much of anything I could say here with Edge. Great promo, great delivery, one of the best of all time. This transformation from what we saw coming out of the Royal Rumble to where we see Edge now, this is exactly where he needs to be, man. This is exactly where he needs to be. Heel Edge, the ultimate opportunist Edge, the Rated R superstar Edge. You know, I'm mostly joking around when I say old-timer Edge or Grandpa Edge, the Rated R old man. Edge is fantastic in this role. And this is exactly what this match needed. Because if Edge went into that WrestleMania main event with a babyface aura about him, this very cringe, babyface, I'm going to do whatever I have to do and do it right to get my moment type of babyface, it would have never worked. The fans would have eaten him alive in Tampa. The fans would have seen right through him. And mixed with the fact that WWE knew that Edge was not physically fit to have a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns. I'm not saying he can't go. I just don't think he looks the part. He looked like an old man. And I must reiterate that. He looked like an old man in that match with Jey Uso right before Fastlane. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He looked old. It's not really what I want to watch in the main event of night 2 at WrestleMania. Old man Edge versus Roman. There was no conceivable way anybody would look at Edge looking like that and think he stands a chance against Roman fucking Reigns. None. So Bryan was added. The push to add Bryan, and they added him at the right time. And it's going to work better for them. This is going to be a better match than the one-on-one match with Reigns and Edge. Because Bryan is that good. Now Edge is a heel. And Bryan is the only babyface in this match. Are the fans going to be cheering for Bryan? Is Roman going to get cheered because of how great he's been as a heel? Is Edge going to get cheered because everybody loves the Rated R superstar? Nobody liked babyface Edge the way we seen him when he came back. It was awful television. I'm well over that. So not only does this match now with the Edge heel turn become a little bit more unpredictable, I don't know what's going to happen with any one of these guys. Just like I mentioned, who's going to get cheered and who's going to get booed. I mentioned on Twitter, with Edge being so good as a heel and Daniel Bryan being the only babyface in this situation, it makes me wonder if the crowd of WrestleMania is going to cheer Edge and WWE is going to give him the WWE Championship at the end of night 2. Now, they may cheer him because that's the version of the character that they most associate with. But what's going to happen to Roman? I don't think Roman should lose the championship at all. I'm sticking to my guns on that. I would not have him lose, period. I'd have him beat both Edge and Daniel Bryan and move on from these two, go find him a new opponent, and let Edge and Daniel Bryan continue their feud after WrestleMania. Edge doesn't need a championship. Daniel Bryan doesn't need a championship. Roman needs the championship. Because he's making the Universal title the biggest title in all of pro wrestling right now. With the amount of work that he's put in to making this heel run work. Roman Reigns may be the odd man out here. with how great Edge is as a heel, WWE may have him walking into this thing as a babyface, but they just turned him heel and they may give him the WWE Championship by pinning Bryan. It's not really what I would do, but WWE has a very big decision to make at WrestleMania. It's going to be very interesting. But all I know is that the heel turn by Edge has made this match even more unpredictable than it once was. And that's all I want. That's all I want. Caleb Braxton approached Edge backstage. He says he didn't address the street fights that was announced between Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso. She said some are saying Jey is there to take Bryan out. Edge says if Bryan is beat senseless, he won't feel bad for Daniel Bryan. He said it's possible Bryan won't make it to WrestleMania, and if that happens, he won't feel bad. I will just sit back and enjoy it. So there you go. Feels like Edge right now is a lot better off than where he was just 3 weeks ago before Fastlane. It's a great thing to see. Chad Gable and Otis were standing in the middle of the ring. Gable said the Alpha Academy is peaking at the right time. And when we peak hard, he said. I'm sure that's going to be a GIF and a fucking troll comment for years to come on social media. And when we peak hard. All the geeks in the IWC are going to get a good little chuckle out of that one. He said next week on a WrestleMania edition of SmackDown, Gable, let me correct you there, buddy. It is a SmackDown episode, like it usually is on Friday night. Nothing about this resonates with WrestleMania. They're going to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and when we do it for the Academy. And pointing up. They both pointed up. And they both raised their arm in the air, yelling, Academy. I wish Bruce would go back to writing Academy so we get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing while writing these shows. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode made their way to the ring. They got a little picture-in-picture interview here that aired with both of them saying none of their challenges next week have what it takes to win. Then we seen picture-in-picture interview aired with Dominik and Rey Mysterio. Dominik said it's been his dream to win the tag team titles with him since he was a little kid, and he couldn't have a better teacher. Then the Street Profits came out. The red Solo Cups fell from the Thunderdome, and we saw a little picture-in-picture interview with these guys. Angelo Dawkins called Otis Butterbean, and Montez Ford yelled, "We want the smoke." Great. You know, I got everything that I wanted to say out as far as my thoughts on this WrestleMania edition of SmackDown. I don't know what WWE's plans are for the tag team championships, but one of the likely scenarios there is to give Rey and Dominik Mysterio a tag team title victory as a father and son pairing. Don't you think WWE is best served to put that on the actual WrestleMania card? Don't you think that Rey and Dominik winning the tag team championships, no matter how little value they have, don't you think them winning the tag team championships constitutes as a WrestleMania moment? Which makes the decision to air this SmackDown episode next week, the way that they're hyping it up, just all that much more bizarre. It's not really WrestleMania. It's not really WrestleMania at all. So we got Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode with Otis and Chad Gable versus Dominik Mysterio and Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Booyaka, booyaka. Dominik and Rey Mysterio. And the Street Profits. Folks, I don't know if I'm in the Twilight Zone. I don't know if I may have lost my memory along the way over the last couple of weeks, but didn't we get this match a couple of weeks back in the same way? Baby faces versus heels. Didn't we get this match just a couple of weeks back? So why are we getting it again? I don't really get it. If you wanted to do a fatal four-way match between one member of each team, then that's what you should have done here. I would have been better off without seeing any of these fucking teams on the show. Because all we've seen is these guys mix it up in every which way, every combination, and we've seen this match, I know, just a couple weeks back. So why am I going to care about it now when I didn't care about it the last fucking time you did it, which was maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, if that. WWE just throws anything onto the show because they just don't care to write good television. Otis and Gable with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler win. Ford got a hot tag. Gable came in with his rolling German suplex, which looked great. Otis tagged in, landed a second rope splash for the win. I don't want to be on the receiving end of an Otis second rope splash, man. Looks great. Looks like it sucks, too. Otis, Gable, Roode, and Ziggler win in about 7 minutes. That's it. Do you give a fuck about the tag team titles anymore after this match? The answer is no, you don't. Paul Heyman approached Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, I should say. Sonya Deville, he ignored Adam Pearce. But I think anybody would if that is Paul Heyman in that situation. Heyman said Reigns asked him to approach her to indemnify Uso from any consequences for what he does to Bryan tonight and how it should affect Bryan's career and the triple threat match at WrestleMania. Pearce began to get a little bit more upset. Sonya interrupted and said, Pearce makes a very good point. So Adam Pearce pushed back. He didn't want to hear anything from Paul Heyman. And Sonya Deville agreed with Adam Pearce. Moving on to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins made his ring entrance. This was a face-to-face with Corey Graves moderating between him and Cesaro. So, I don't know if you guys pay attention to what SmackDown does with their little stats when someone comes out. Seth Rollins, one of his attributes on the little SmackDown layout that they have, they tell you his finishing move, which is the curb stomp, or the stomp, which is the PG name for it now, or how many championships he's won, Royal Rumble winner, yada, 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 right? One of his attributes, or one of his statistics is married to Becky Lynch, or engaged, I should say, engaged to Becky Lynch. When did that become a career statistic? All you're doing is making him look worse by having that in the corner. That's not what I really want to see when I think about Seth Rollins' career. It's a little funny. So Cesaro, they replay the attack on Seth Rollins backstage, giving him the big Cesaro swing. So Graves was in the middle of the ring, introduced Seth and Cesaro. Seth asked to be called Mr. WrestleMania. He took exception with Graves asking Cesaro the first question. Graves says this will be Cesaro's first singles match at WrestleMania, and it will be the biggest match of his career. It's quite sad when you find out that this is Cesaro's first WrestleMania match in 10 years. Will it be the biggest match of his career? Absolutely. Absolutely. Should he get the win? Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm glad WWE did not give this match away at Fastlane, only to do it again at WrestleMania. So, he said Seth has brought up his shortcomings, and a lot of what he said is true. He says he cannot fail, he will not fail. And then he said, there's something in the air. And then he sang, the swing is in the air everywhere you look around. Seth said it's time to talk about him. He said this is his time of year. He is unstoppable when it comes to WrestleMania season. He compared himself to Stone Cold Steve Austin. He compared himself to The Rock. Oh, man. Seth, man, you're a funny guy, bro. You're a funny guy. Maybe you should be doing stand-up comedy with fucking Dolph Ziggler over there, man, when the clubs open up. He said he slayed the beast. Who hasn't? Graves asks Cesaro if he has what it takes under pressure at the grandest stage of them all to beat Seth Rollins. Cesaro says he knows he can do it, and he can also embarrass Seth at WrestleMania. Seth said he's unshakable and laughed. Cesaro says he's clearly not unswingable. He asked Graves how many revolutions he made. Seth then got angry and told Cesaro they are not on the same levels, and Cesaro is lower than him. He vowed to embarrass him so badly he won't even have his potential to fall back on. Said he can only blame himself because time after time he has provoked him. He says he's going to end his dream right there, right now, so he doesn't make it to WrestleMania. Cesaro asked him to take a swing. Cesaro's got this very charming personality, man. I don't know why WWE hasn't seen it in 10 years. Seth took some deep breaths and backed up and left the ring, and none of them laid a hand on each other. Awesome. This was not bad. I'm very much looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be a great showcase for Cesaro. I'm glad he's getting the opportunity. Like I said, he's just got this genuine charisma and likable approach to him. And that is what's going to be his driving force when fans get back. That's going to be seen by fans. And I hope that is seen by fans, because then that's going to resonate with WWE. Hey, we've been putting this guy in situations. He's been nailing it every single time, knocking it out of the park, and the fans dig this guy. Maybe we should push him a little bit farther. I do think Cesaro wins this match against Seth Rollins, and I do think Cesaro gets a crack at Roman Reigns if he walks out of WrestleMania as the Universal Champion like I would expect him to. Cesaro versus Roman Reigns. That's something that could pique a lot of people's interest on Friday nights. So we'll see what happens with that. But Cesaro needs to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Absolutely no questions asked. Carmella was warming up backstage. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald walked by. Jax told Carmella, "I heard you didn't treat my man very well." And then they kept walking. So this led to Shayna Baszler being in action against Natalya. This went under 1 minute. I think it went 1 minute too long, to be brutally honest with you. Natalya made her way to the ring with Tamina, and Baszler reversed a Natalya small package. Natalya reversed it back, scored a 3 count, seconds into the match. Poor Shayna Baszler. Poor Shayna Baszler, man. What have they done to the Queen of Spades, man? What have they done? This woman is absolutely fucking worthless on the main roster. Just by being around these women, the way she's portrayed on television, she looks awful. Awful. I can't even remember when Shayna Baszler won a big-time match on her own. Every time I look at her, she's losing. Naomi, Lana, Natalya, Bianca. Can't get a fucking win. So Jackson and Baszler attacked Tamina and Natalya. The Riot Squad, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, ran out to make the save. They gave Jax a double team move. Baszler kicked Morgan. Riott was in the Kirifuda clutch by Baszler. Mandy Rose and catering from Monday Night Raw, by the way, came out and joined in on the fun. What were they doing there? I don't know. Did WWE give them the invitation to the brand-to-brand invitational? I don't know. Nothing was said. Nothing was said. But this is why WWE gets away with insulting everybody's intelligence, because nobody asks questions. Dana Brooke, catering, and Mandy Rose, might as well call her catering too, they're Monday Night Raw superstars. What are they doing on SmackDown? I don't know. No explanation offered, but this is WWE. Tamina and Natalya ended up standing tall after Natalya's music played, and that was pretty much it. So it looks like we're getting some form of fatal four-way at WrestleMania. It's going to be the Riot Squad, Catering 1 and Catering 2, Tamina and Natalya, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Now, I got to ask a very serious question here, folks. Is this match going to be on the same SmackDown that we're getting next week? And if not, why does this match take a bigger priority than the men's tag team title match, when all of this is just a clusterfuck with no direction? I make fun of the women's tag team titles every week. This is just fucking embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I make fun of the men's tag team titles every fucking week, but at least they've been feuding for the better part of 2 months. All 4 of these teams. At least there's some story there. So what makes this women's tag team title match WrestleMania worthy and not the men's tag team title match? I'm looking forward to WWE's last minute decision on where this worthless match goes. There's nobody on the face of wrestling's earth that gives a shit about any one of these teams. None of these teams mean anything. I see any member of these teams on my television, I get up and I find something else to do. Fucking awful television. Seems like it's a common theme with WWE this year. Look at all the women's matches for WrestleMania. Bianca and Sasha had a major league feel to it. Dream match before the Royal Rumble even took place. They ruined that instantly. There's no story there. Rhea Ripley and Asuka? Good luck finding a story there. And if you do, you're really reaching. You really are. There's no story there whatsoever. Then you got this. Seems like WWE's WrestleMania season this year is booking women's matches with no fucking effort whatsoever. I know what I'll be doing during this match if it's at WrestleMania. I'll be scooping cat shit. Moving on into hour 2. We're going to talk about Sami Zayn. We're going to talk about Sami Zayn in just a bit with Logan Paul. But I got to thank you guys for joining me, man. We are at 1576 live right now. 565 likes. Continue to hit those thumbs up, man. Let's try for 750. This WrestleMania season's been so fucking bad, man. We need Blue Chew to save us. It's been uneventful. It's been soft. It's been boring. It's been embarrassing. It's been pathetic. It's been unmotivating. It's been disinteresting. I don't want you guys to feel this way. And I don't want you to take this feeling into the bedroom. Your girlfriend, your wife, your partner, they're not going to appreciate that, man. They're not. That's why I'm here to save the day, man. BlueChew.com. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. It's been one hell of a year, man. Personally, I feel like I've aged 12 years over the last 12 months with everything that's going on. And if you're like me, you're feeling your age more than you used to. Or if you're like Edge, I should say. I feel young and vibrant, man. Especially in the bedroom. Especially in the bedroom. It's time to snap out of it. Spring is here. WrestleMania season's almost over. But you guys need a Blue Chew to help get you through. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. And it's chewable, man. And at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve stronger erections to combat all forms of ED. Blue Chew is actually an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a very discreet package. Process is very simple, guys. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. And the best part is, guys, listen, they're not those big horse pills. They're chewable. No problems at all. Blue Chew's tablets are also made in the USA, and they are prepared and shipped direct. So it's cheaper than an online, or cheaper than a pharmacy, and all done, like I said, online. If you guys want some extra confidence in the bedroom, BlueChew.com for more details. Use code JD at checkout to get your first month free. And I want to thank them for supporting the podcast right here on the SmackDown post show for Off the Script. Sami Zayn and Logan Paul. He entered the ring and Logan Paul was excited. Sami Zayn was excited. He said this is a night he and everyone has been waiting for. He said it's the premiere of the trailer of the documentary that will prove there's a vast conspiracy against him or against him at every imaginable turn and every imaginable level. He said this will shock everyone. He said tonight is doubly sweet because of his special guest. He said Logan Paul is a social media influencer with nearly 23 million subscribers on YouTube. He's a podcaster. He's a boxer. He's a vlogger. He's this. He's that. Oh my God, it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul is here. Sami was overjoyed. They hugged in the middle of the ring. Sami said it brings him so much joy that he's standing there in solidarity with the oppressed. He said this will show all of his followers that this isn't a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy. Logan says he's excited to be in a WWE ring for the first time. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Didn't Logan Paul call WWE fake shit? Wasn't he quoted saying WWE is fake shit? I guess the paychecks weren't fake shit, huh? Logan? Everybody has a price, folks. Everybody has a price. And if he really did say that, get him the fuck out of there, man. I hate the F word in pro wrestling. I hate when people use that word. So he's excited. Sami invited Logan to be his guest at WrestleMania. He looked over at the sign. Logan smiled and said, "It would be my pleasure to join you at WrestleMania, Sami." He says he's planning to get revenge against the backstabbing Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. But tonight it's about the trailer. The trailer aired and it was rated T for truth. Just like this podcast. He said because referees were cheating him, he has developed a weird aversion of zebras. This was actually in the trailer. This was said in the trailer. So they talked about flat earthers and other conspiracy theories, just throwing the flat earth conspiracy right in plain sight. Showed Sami Zayn acting wronged and outraged for about 2 minutes in various circumstances. Then its title appeared on the screen, and the title of the documentary is Justice for Sami. And the camera guys were really filming while they were filming Sami all these months. And I'm very excited to actually see the documentary. I would absolutely watch this if it airs on Peacock, and it should. It should. So it's Justice for Sami. He asked Logan for his thoughts on the cinematic masterpiece. Logan then said, gee, that's a lot to take in. I'll tell you what, man, it's compelling. Sami thanked him. Logan said Owens approached him backstage and told him, listen, Sami, Kevin Owens came up to me and said he knows you for about 15 years, that there's no conspiracy, that you're often delusional and neurotic. Sami then said, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're supposed to be here with me. You're my guest of honor. Sami told Logan in this panicked tone that everything's getting to him. He's stressed out. Logan was like, yeah, I see that. I see that you're stressed out, man. He told Logan everything needs to be perfect. And he doesn't care what Owens thinks. He said he doesn't want Owens poisoning his mind. He said he wants to know what Logan thinks. Logan says he can tell Sami put a lot of effort into it. And then literally, as soon as that was said, Kevin Owens came out of nowhere and gave Sami a stunner from behind. Owens bent over Sami, said it isn't going to stop, and he's not going to stop stunning him into reality if he keeps coming up with this crap. He says he'd see him at WrestleMania. Owens then shoved Logan Paul aside as he walked by him, leaving the ring. Is Logan Paul going to get involved and do something wrestling-wise at WrestleMania? I don't know. But Logan Paul, it wasn't as bad as I anticipated it was going to be. He played his role. He did it like he should have as a guest. Spotlight wasn't on Logan Paul. It was on Sami Zayn. WWE clearly invited Logan Paul here to use his audience. WWE's not going to get any boost from Logan Paul. Whatever boost that they're going to see is going to be on social media. Whatever boost that they're going to see is going to be on YouTube. There's not going to be a boost in the ratings. Nobody's watching Logan Paul on SmackDown except Logan Paul fans. Those Logan Paul fans are not going to be transformed into WWE fans. So after this is all over, those Logan Paul fans are going to go back to unpacking Pokemon cards. WWE is simply using Logan Paul's audience because their audience is painfully uncool. Simple. WWE also wanted a celebrity on night 1 and a celebrity on night 2. They got Bad Bunny on night 1, and they're going to get Sami Zayn and Logan Paul on night 2. That's all they're doing it for, folks. They couldn't give a single shit about anything. As long as they got their YouTube and Twitter analytics, their social media fucking analytics, and they got their D-list celebrities at WrestleMania. Backstage, Owens was explaining to the interviewer that was interviewing him, I don't know who it was, maybe it was Kayla, I don't know, that he was trying to send Sami a message. He said he can stun anyone anytime. Sami then came out of nowhere and jumped KO from behind, and he yelled, "I will see you at WrestleMania." I'm excited for this match. I'm excited for Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I really am. Kayla Braxton then interviewed Bianca Belair. She was in Gorilla. She said she was nervous, or if she's nervous about splitting her attention and facing Carmella tonight. This is what Kayla asked Bianca. Are you nervous about splitting your attention and facing Carmella tonight while also thinking about what Sasha Banks said to you? Belair said she's wondering when she would see the real Sasha, but she slapped the soul out of her. She says she wants to face ruthless, do anything it takes version of Sasha, so she has no excuse when she beats her at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title. Belair said Carmella comes first, and she's the reason that they had all this to deal with Reginald anyway. She said Carmella is a former SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's not looking past her. She's going through her on her way to WrestleMania. Now, Bianca carried herself well in this promo. Bianca carried herself well. She spoke well. She's going to be a big deal in the women's division. I think we all know that. But I want to cycle back to what she said here. She said she wants to face the ruthless, do anything it takes version of Sasha Banks so that there's no excuse when she beats her at WrestleMania. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I think the ruthless, do anything it takes version of anybody that we should have seen was Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair's entire gimmick is being exactly what she described here in this promo. The ruthless, do anything it takes version of Sasha Banks, because she wanted to beat Sasha when Sasha revealed herself to be the real Sasha. But the thing is, we haven't gotten the real Bianca Belair at all in this entire feud. We have not gotten the real Bianca Belair at all. We haven't gotten the real Sasha Banks at all in this feud. And I'm still sitting here 9 days before WrestleMania wondering what the storyline is here outside of the obvious. Seems like to me WWE has taken Sasha Banks, who they had absolutely nothing for going into the beginning of the year anyway, and they still seem to have no idea what the fuck to do with her. Seemed like to me that WWE had Bianca Belair win the Royal Rumble, challenge Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, and that was more than enough to constitute a WrestleMania match. That nothing else needed to be said, that nothing else needed to be done as far as telling a story. The fact that she won the Royal Rumble was more than enough for Bruce Pritchard and WWE Creative. That's what I see. I don't know exactly what you guys see, but what I see is two women who right now are looking painfully weak going into WrestleMania. Sasha Banks doesn't really come off as a champion. Sasha Banks hasn't done anything to Bianca Belair to really stand above her as the best in her profession. Bianca Belair, she's the EST of WWE. That is pretty much her character. You couldn't take that and make that the storyline? We haven't seen anything resembling EST of WWE, the best, the fastest, the quickest, the toughest, the roughest, or any fucking word that goes along with that catchphrase. We haven't seen it. Bianca Belair is none of those things in this feud. So I have to ask everybody watching me now, when Bianca Belair loses this match, or Sasha Banks loses this match, don't you think that any one of them is going to look weak for it in the end? If Bianca Belair loses to Sasha Banks, which in my right mind is the right outcome, I don't think Bianca's ready for this role at all. If Bianca Belair loses this match, don't you think she's going to come off weaker than anything? If Sasha loses this match, don't you think she's going to come off as weaker in the end? Nobody's going to look better off for it losing this match. You know, the perfect storyline here is to have both of these women at a level so that you can come to a clear, decisive winner, and the loser doesn't take a loss and look like a loser. Sasha Banks losing this match, she is a quintessential loser. Bianca Belair losing this match, she's a quintessential loser. None of these women are going to look better off for it in the end when they lose. And what happens when one of them wins this match? Are they going to be better off for it? No. This entire storyline is a complete waste of time. I don't know what they're fighting over. WWE has taken the Women's Tag Team Championships and made that the focus of this feud between Sasha and Bianca up until 2 weeks ago. And after Fastlane, that's when WWE decided to maybe sprinkle some importance on the SmackDown Women's Championship. Too little, too late. Any one of these women loses this match, they're going to be worse for it in the end. And all WWE has done here is have Bianca win the Royal Rumble, challenge Sasha Banks, and that was more than enough to get a WrestleMania match, and they gave up writing. The pen ran out of ink the day after the Royal Rumble. They didn't give a flying fuck. Sasha, Bianca, social media going crazy over it? More than enough for us. Move on to the next one. That's the vibe I get from all of this between these two women. Bianca wins in 5 minutes over Carmella. Carmella avoided a flip splash, landed a super kick. Carmella was then pretty much taunting Bianca Belair, yelling, "I'm the best, I'm the best. I'm Carmella," she said. Belair caught her out of nowhere with a KOD for the sudden victory. Sasha Banks, after the match, jumped into the ring, and she went after Belair. Belair slipped out of Sasha's grip. Sasha came from behind. Belair seen it, felt it, turned around, and they said that they would battle at WrestleMania, but not today. Sasha rolled out of the ring, held the SmackDown title over her shoulders and over her head, and was mouthing off at Bianca Belair. That's the best you got, huh? That's the best you got. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks have traded slaps heard around the fucking world. Sasha slapped the shit out of Bianca. Bianca slapped the shit out of Sasha Banks last week. And the best you have for Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair is, oh, then they point at the sign, and then that's it. There's no desire to get hands on each other after you both slap the fucking living shit out of each other. Who's writing this shit? Who is writing this shit? There's no conceivable way that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair have any input on this, because I know this is not what Sasha Banks would do. Where's the actual story here? Now, I will say this again. The story sucks. But that's not going to put me in a situation where I'm going to say, I don't think that they don't belong in the WrestleMania main event. Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble. The winner of the Royal Rumble main events WrestleMania. Just by that logic, Sasha and Bianca main event night one. You have a 2-night WrestleMania to do that for both Royal Rumble winners this year, so why don't you go ahead and do that? Very simple. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, especially where Bobby Lashley's been booked the last 2 weeks, asking for help and now seeking help from Baron Corbin. Give me a break. That's not a WrestleMania main event. Open the fucking show with that match. And then save Sasha and Bianca for the main event. Baron Corbin, speaking of which, was on this show tonight. He says he's tired of the disrespect he's been shown. He reminded everyone he is a king. He said when he heard the challenge Drew issued, he realized it was his time. He said after he takes out Drew, he will go to WrestleMania and take out Lashley, so everyone will be forced to respect and bow down to the king. Sure thing, Corbin. Sure thing, man. Nobody really gives a shit about you. So please just go away and get off of my television, really. Moving on here, man, we got Apollo Crews. Crews spoke about being disrespected at Fastlane by Big E. The only people that were disrespected at Fastlane were the fans over that bullshit ending, and WWE refusing to follow up with a story to fix the botch that happened in their IC title match. Said he will do it the right way at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title in a Nigerian drum fight. So now we're coming up with stipulations to fix and continue this feud that really should have ended at Fastlane. We got a Nigerian drum fight. No idea what that really means, but I'm assuming it is another version of a street fight. No rules, anything goes, same old shit. Said it was developed by his ancestors so those who are wronged can get revenge. He challenged Big E to such a fight at WrestleMania and all his family in spirit. And the spirit of his ancestors will drum along to the sounds of him breaking his bones at WrestleMania and becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Backstage, Paul Heyman walked up to Edge. He said the main event of WrestleMania should have been Edge versus Reigns one-on-one. He called Bryan a little bastard. He said a triple threat match mathematically reduces Reigns' chance to win and Edge's chance to win. Edge interrupted and says he doesn't know what he has planned for the triple threat, but he's tired of hearing his commentary. He walked to the ring, and he did ringside commentary on his own during the Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso street fight, which we've seen how many goddamn times on this show. Now, I do have some news. I do have some news on Edge. Edge was actually interviewed recently, and he said something about WWE that really piqued my interest. And it really resonates because all of it is true. Even with WWE having live fans, I do think that what you're seeing now would have been exactly what you've been seeing with live fans. The WWE has had a very, very difficult time booking TV shows with the COVID-19 pandemic. Edge says the fans are WWE's phantom limb. And without them, it doesn't feel quite the same yet. He says, and I quote, "It's not going to feel the way it's supposed to until we get there that night and you actually hear a rumble and a roar out there from a live audience. Then it will become fully real to me. I think right now as a company, we're all kind of flying blind because we have these stories and we have this creative, but we don't know what the actual reaction is going to be. When we walk out there, who knows how they're going to react." End quote. He went on to continue this interview by stating that the fans have not seen this version of Reigns in person, but he thinks it's the version they wanted to see for a very long time. However, the unknown is still there, and the same goes for himself. He wonders how they will react to him. He hopes that they will react, and WrestleMania will have a pretty ravenous crowd as far as a reaction is concerned. WWE flies blind all the time. Doesn't matter if we're in a pandemic or not. WWE doesn't give a shit. WWE doesn't listen to the fans even when they are there. They do what they want. This show was written because everybody is trying to appease Vince. Vince doesn't give a shit about you. Vince doesn't give a shit about me. Bruce Pritchard only gives a fuck about his job. He doesn't give a shit about the rosters. He doesn't give a shit about the people under him that he's overseeing as far as executive director goes. He doesn't care. All Bruce Pritchard is concerned with is his job and his job title and the power that comes with it. He's not there to make the show better. He's not there to instill a locker room morale that is upbeat and positive. He doesn't give a fuck one way or another. WWE flies blind every day. Fans or no fans. Will it be different when fans get back? The answer is no. Every show you saw in this pandemic on Monday and Friday night would be the same exact show you would have gotten if fans were there. Fans only go and make a difference so much. But I know if it sucks, the fans would have said something. The fans would have reacted to something. But then it's up to WWE to change that, and more times than not, they don't. Is Roman Reigns going to be cheered? Maybe. It's going to be very interesting to see the reaction Roman Reigns gets. This is the Reigns that people have wanted for 7 years. Edge was about to be booed out of the fucking building 2 weeks ago. Now he's the rated R superstar. WWE only had him say what he said tonight because they were afraid he was going to get booed. Now WWE's looking at an Edge that may potentially get cheered and may be the odds-on favorite to win this match. Daniel Bryan may be booed. We don't know. Daniel Bryan may be the crowd heel in this match. We'll see how strong Daniel Bryan's babyface powers are, because I know a lot of fans were wanting the rated R superstar to be back, not the Edge that we got at the Royal Rumble. It's going to be very interesting to see, man. Very interesting to see. Roman Reigns actually mentioned WrestleMania as well. He said WrestleMania's precautions are second to none. He spoke to TMZ, and he explained that he has zero fear about live fans returning. This was obviously a concern this time last year. Now he says that WWE is at the top of their game in the precaution department. Maybe somebody should tell that to the COVID Wrestling Center down in Orlando, Florida. Because their fucking protocols are complete trash. I think our safety precautions are second to none, says Roman Reigns. We'll have the pods to create social distancing. Masks will be required. We'll be giving out masks for those who are forgetful. We'll have, I believe, cashless concessions. So we're going to create an opportunity where everyone's going to be safe, and safe as they should be. End quote. It's great. Also, you're going to need a COVID test, negative test required to get into the building. You're going to have a vaccine passport to enter the building. Good luck. Good luck. Any sporting events or music venue, entertainment venue this summer, good luck getting that through. you're better off staying home. Also, Daniel Bryan. I got news on Daniel Bryan as well. Daniel Bryan mentioned the improvements made to the SmackDown brand. I don't know what he's talking about because without him and Roman Reigns leading the way with Edge during this WrestleMania season, SmackDown would be as bad as Monday Night Raw. They are the only redeeming quality of SmackDown. Monday Night Raw has zero redeeming qualities. He says this while being interviewed by Talk Sport. It's cool seeing how great WWE has become. And I also must say, part of that has nothing to do with me, is from someone who just sees performance different in the Thunderdome to how I ever thought it would be. That brings it to a whole new level. And that is Roman Reigns. The character work and the way he's worked since returning and being in the Thunderdome, I think has improved the quality of our television a great deal. Thank you, Daniel Bryan, for telling us something that we already knew. A blind man could see what Roman Reigns brings to the show. Without Reigns, SmackDown is as bad as Raw. He also mentioned how much he actually does right as part of creative for SmackDown. So we got this Daniel Bryan Edge dynamic. Edge writes for Raw. He's part of the Raw writing team. Daniel Bryan's a part of the SmackDown writing team. And Daily DDT recently caught up with Bobby Roode, where he revealed that it was Paul Heyman who actually pulled for... Actually, I'm reading the wrong fucking thing. How much does Daniel Bryan... Do I have the right story? I don't even have the right fucking story. But what I'm trying to get at here is, I must have mixed up my notes. But Daniel Bryan mentioned that everything that he pitches, it always doesn't go through. Bryan will give ideas. Bryan will give ideas for this guy, or Bryan will give ideas for that guy. And more times than not, Daniel Bryan's ideas and creative pitches would be turned down. Everybody looks at Daniel Bryan to, get those superstars on the show that have not been given an opportunity. And we've seen that, like Cesaro, like Shinsuke, like Otis, like Chad Gable. We had the Lucha House Party not too long ago get a spot on SmackDown. Drew Gulak. Those are all Bryan. You know when Bryan's influence is having a major part on the show. But I don't think Daniel Bryan, is the creative savior for SmackDown. It all goes through Vince. So the report said more than anything, Bryan gets turned down as far as his creative pitches and his creative ideas. Now, I want to cycle back to this because I failed to read this before. Paul Heyman, actually, I was reading a report about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was the man behind the idea for the Dirty Dogs. He actually came up with the idea for Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler to be named the Dirty Dogs. So, like I said, Daily DDT came up to Bobby Roode and was interviewed before WrestleMania season. And he revealed that it was Paul Heyman who pulled for his team with Dolph Ziggler. The two were eventually paired up, and now they are SmackDown Tag Team Champions. He said, and I quote, "It was Paul Heyman's idea. Basically," he said, "I wasn't doing a lot at the time, and Dolph's always been in and out of storylines for whatever reason. He'll be busy 1 month, and then the next month you don't see him. So we're showing up on TV, and we're not doing a lot of stuff. And one day we got to TV, and Paul pulled us over and said, 'I have this idea. I want to pitch it to you.' And that's how the Dirty Dogs were born." So I wanted to read that during the tag team title situation before, but I forgot that I actually had this in my notes. But that's the Paul Heyman news. He's actually behind the idea of the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Now, as far as Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso in the main event, this wasn't bad. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. This is nothing new here. Bryan went after Uso very aggressively at the bell. Jey came back, threw Bryan to the floor. Bryan fought near the announce desk where Edge was doing commentary. Edge told Bryan, "Don't you look at me." While he was sitting there on commentary, Uso threw Bryan shoulder first into the ringside barricade. Edge said Bryan needs to be aggressive. Edge says he wouldn't be upset if Uso and Bryan took each other out because he doesn't like either one of them. So he's really healing it up on commentary. When Bryan charged at Uso through the ropes, Uso held up a chair, bashed him with it. Uso smashed Bryan's back with the chair twice, then put his leg in the chair. Edge says, I'm liking this. I'm not complaining about this whatsoever. Bryan then avoided a diving Jay, picked up the chair, bashed Jay with it. Roman Reigns' music played, and Uso rolled to the floor. Roman Reigns took a seat on the stage. So Edge was there doing commentary. Bryan was slamming Uso's face into the commentary desk. And Bryan eventually got the yes lock on Jey Uso, and Jey Uso tapped out. Roman Reigns, his displeasure all over his face at the end of the show. And that was pretty much it because Jey Uso failed to take out Daniel Bryan. Bryan attacked Edge after the match was over with a running knee while he was sitting at the commentary table. He then ran after Reigns. Reigns got up. He threw a huge computer chair at him. Bryan ducked. He then got the big knee on Reigns, applied the yes lock on the ramp to Reigns. Reigns did not tap, but he was screaming in agony. And then we got Mr. Pierce, Adam Pierce, trying to come out. Referees coming out there, trying to pull him off of Roman Reigns. Bryan eventually released a hold. He went into the ring, got on the top rope, and did the yes chant as the show went off the air with Bryan. With an intense, I don't give a fuck attitude by Daniel Bryan to close SmackDown. I do not think Bryan is winning the title, but this is being done to give people hope that Bryan can win the championship. I do not think Daniel Bryan's winning the WWE Universal title. It's either Roman Reigns retaining, which I think that should be, or Edge winning the championship by pinning Daniel Bryan. But I think Edge should be at a different level than where we seen him 2 weeks ago going into this WrestleMania main event. I hope this heel turn, this rated R superstar character coming back to the forefront really makes him stand out in this match. And again, it's very unpredictable. I think it's going to be a nice unpredictable going into WrestleMania. And again, I'm with Roman. I don't think Roman should lose, but I do think that Edge right now has solidified himself as a definite odds-on favorite because he did turn heel, and now the match with him in it as a heel makes it all that much more unpredictable. So that's what I'm going with there. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight on the SmackDown post show. If you guys enjoyed the show, let me know what you think down below. We got some super chats to go over. Normally, we go over the super chats at the end of the show. So if you want to hang out, you are more than welcome to stay. Go grab a drink at the bar. Go get yourself a cold beverage. And if you guys are done, I will see you on Off the Script tomorrow afternoon. And I will see you on the CNC Critiques and Connoisseurs as well tomorrow afternoon, man. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. We are 643 likes right now. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for the goal of 750. And if you guys want to go support Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. You guys are going to use code JD at checkouts for your free, yes, I said free, Free sample. All you guys got to do is pay shipping and handling. Hula Grim with a $5 super chat. Mean Marky D deserves a WrestleMania moment. Bro, Mean Marky D. Now, the people listening on iTunes and Spotify, they don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, Mean Marky D. But Mean Marky D is over, bro. Anybody that complains about, the intro is too long. I was already number one in the community while you guys were watching a beautiful 4D image of my actual car outside of my own universe. I didn't even utter a fucking word yet, man. And I was already number one in the community. So who's doing things the right way? The other geeks that you're watching are not. Them in their regular fucking box layouts and their shitty lighting and their fucking terrible mic quality. While we're over here transforming the goddamn game, man. This box layout that you see right now, gone. In a couple of weeks. Gone. What do I got? You'll find out, man. Hula Room, thank you, brother. $4.99, Chris, with a YouTube Super Chat donation. Mean Marky D versus Jesse at WrestleMania. Mean Marky D would fuck Jesse up. Coiled Phoenix. Coiled Phoenix with a $100 YouTube Super Chat donation. The final match tonight was absolutely phenomenal. To everyone, or to see everyone working together to make this match a must-see, has made me more invested than ever before. But after what Brian went through just to get here and not win the belt in the end would be absolute travesty. I'll tell you what, Phoenix, I do not think that Brian's winning the title. Would I be upset if he did win the title? No, as long as he pins Edge. But I think Brian is such a good babyface that he doesn't need this. He doesn't really need it. I do think that Brian and Edge are going to continue their feud after WrestleMania, which is worth its money. Coming out of WrestleMania, it's worth its value there. Reigns can move on to somebody else. I just think it is criminally insane if we don't continue to build Roman Reigns up on SmackDown as the Universal Champion. I don't think listen, man. I don't think he's even hit his stride as champion. That's just the way I see it. So if Brian loses, I'm not going to be upset. Thank you for the $100 super chat, though. That's a lot of money. I appreciate you being here. Brad Pye with a $2 super chat. Is Undertaker in the WWE Hall of Fame? No. That's going to happen with fans, no question. Chris with another $4.99 super chat. Well, it's official. Mean Marky D is goated. That intro was awesome. Loving the intros a lot as of late. The intros are used on YouTube for the live streams. I can't even begin to tell you how many comments I get after it posts and publishes to YouTube. The intro is too long. It's too long. Well, man, Jesus fucking Christ, man, where the fuck have you been? You do realize there's a fast forward button, right? You're as dumb as Braun Strowman. It's a fucking fast forward button. It's for the live stream audience to get hyped up. And yet you're still watching it anyway. Jacob Donnelly with a $10 super chat. Genuinely curious how the triple threat match will come off from for fans at WrestleMania, considering how mixed the reaction has been. I could see the crowd turning on it, which I hope won't be the case. Jacob, I am right there with you, man, as far as curiosity goes. Cool Jags, $9.99 super chat. I think Edge has grown on me. And I don't feel like he's the third wheel anymore for the triple threat match. I don't think so either. When he was a babyface, he was the third heel. Because he just let everybody walk all over him. Now he's not the third wheel anymore. Sami Zayn character work has been amazing. Bianca finally doing great promos like in NXT. Sami is one of the best characters in all of WWE. I think the work that he's put into this character has been phenomenal. Sami Zayn deserves a lot more credit than he gets. Bianca is not ready. Bianca Belair is not ready to win the SmackDown Women's title. I do not think she beats Sasha Banks. I think that would be a very bad creative decision. Coggies with a $25 super chat. Tell me, Marky D, I'm a big Geodude guy. For a legendary intro tonight, my man. First attempts at a Grandmaster coming this week, bro. I hear Aeon and Skyburners will be good for the loadout. Sami Zayn rules. Yeah, man, I have not done one Grandmaster Nightfall ever. In fact, I just bought Outriders for PS5. So I'll be streaming that sometime in the next couple of days. But I would love to get some Grandmaster Nightfalls with some of you guys, man. I might have to add some of you in the Discord server. Whoever plays Destiny. I gotta add you on PS5. Cool Jags, $4.99 super chat. Hopefully the Bianca versus Sasha storyline isn't completely ruined, but Jesus, it took them till the final 2 weeks to get that going. Cool Jags, it's been ruined. I still don't understand why they're feuding. Bianca looks like an idiot. Sasha looks like an idiot. They just walked away from each other after they both slapped the living shit out of each other. WWE simply took Bianca winning the Rumble and said, all right, that's enough for a match with Sasha. No more work is required. And both of those women do not deserve that. DX Tricksters with a $5 super chat. I gotta know, how the hell did you come up with Mean Marky D? I freaking love him. He's a national treasure that must be protected at all costs. Mean Marky D was a concept that I came up with. And the thought in my mind originally was, I wanted something that's going to rhyme with his name as far as a catchphrase is concerned. The D comes from JD. Mean Mark Callis is a take on Mark Calloway and his WCW character, Mean Mark Callis. Mean Marky D. Pile driving geeks. Geeks is a word I use all the time. Pile driving geeks. Since 1973. I'm not born in 1973. I was born in 1982. Pile driving geeks since 1973. The biggest mark in the IWC. Mark, Mean Marky D. Pile driving geek since 1973. 1973 rhymes with IWC. It all works out. There you go. Susan D'Ambrosio, $5 super chat. Vince and Bruce treating Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-view like one big joke. They both need to go to the funny farm and never be let out. They need to be fucking imprisoned. That's what they need to be. JPA 545. $10 super chat. As live as ever, he says. Damn right, man. Mean Marky D says Coggies is older than JD in the OTS lore. And if you guys are listening, there's a story going on with everything Marky D does. The construction, I'm getting a new layout done. That's why you're hearing the construction noises in the background. I come up with all of the beers that I come up with. I come up with all the Titus food offerings. The Dana Brooke thing, she's VIP and catering, so she's Mean Marky D secretary. There's all an intertwining storyline there, man. We got Catan Owns All becoming a new member of the channel. Catan, thank you so much for becoming a member of this fine establishment, man. You're sitting VIP with me. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Hooligan with another $5 super chat. B. Marky D for AEW World Champion. My birthday tomorrow, JD. After the month I've had, screwball is flowing like wine. Enjoy that screwball, brother. Big Hodge, myself, and Santana would be very proud. We'll be drinking some peanut butter whiskey with you tomorrow on the CNC, man. So we'll be celebrating with you in spirit on the CNC tomorrow. Happy birthday, brother. Happy to have you here. Maurice Lionheart Jackson with a YouTube super chat, $1.99. Only thing I'm excited for in WWE is Bianca's booty. Everybody's got to find something to keep their attention on the show, man. Good for you. Montez Ford, I'm sure, is a lucky man. Bartholomew Kuma with a $10 super chat. JD, I strongly disagree with you. Daniel Bryan should never be in a title match. Should have been Reigns versus Edge. You're probably going to call me a goon, whatever. I'm just speaking facts and logic. Bartholomew, you're not speaking facts and logic. You're actually speaking like somebody who is clueless in watching the show. Edge is 47 years old and looks like he's 67. He doesn't belong in the main event of WrestleMania one-on-one with Roman Reigns because he doesn't offer the viewing audience a legitimate chance at beating the tribal chief. What part of that don't you understand? Roman Reigns should not lose the title ever. Period. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns gave you a WrestleMania main event at Fastlane and made whatever Edge and Roman were building irrelevant. Daniel Bryan solidified himself in the main event by that one match alone. Speaks more than what Edge has done for us since winning the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan's only going to make the match the way it should be. Edge was not going to be able to do that. Sorry, Mr. Bartholomew. Thank you for the $10. I usually don't come at a cheap cost to give such vital information. Jericho 8131. At this point, Bianca should have challenged Asuka, and we should have gotten Sasha Bailey at Mania instead. Yes. Yes. That's the way it should have been. The bill with Sasha and Bianca has been low ball effort out of the gate, and they don't deserve that. No, now you're leaving Bailey off of WrestleMania, and she has no match at WrestleMania. For somebody that's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion of all time, I think she deserves better. Justice for Bailey. Where is it? Brolio Martinez with a $10 super chat. My man, JD, how are you, man? Amazing job with critiques and connoisseurs. As an alcohol fan myself, I appreciate an educational talk about wrestling and alcohol. Stay blessed, my man. Much love. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. We got some great ideas for season 2. It's going to be a whole different vibe for season 2, man. It's going to be awesome. We may be removing ourselves from behind the bar, and we may be doing it a little different. I'm very excited with the ideas that we're coming up with. The Great Charlie with a $2 super chat. RVD in his prime versus Ricochet NXT. Who you got? RVD. Laura Conway with a $4.99 super chat. JD, I love your promo, and I love CNC. You are awesome and so funny. Always make me laugh. Love watching OTS. I love you, bro. Keep up the great job. Thank you, Laura. Sounds like a comment that would make your husband jealous. Better watch out. Thank you for being here. Maurice Lionheart Jackson, 199. False hopes in WWE is far too common. It's stupid. WWE, the crusher of hopes. It's awful. Paul Wu with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, sorry, I'm late. I was out celebrating my birthday, but I'm here now to support OTS. Paul, listen. If you didn't show up today and you showed up on Monday Night Raw and told me that you were out celebrating on Friday, that's why you missed the SmackDown review, bro, I wouldn't have been upset. The fuck you doing home on a Friday night, man? Go out and celebrate. Come sit VIP with me, Paul. I'll serve you drinks all night. What do you want? What do you want? I'll go have Jesse get it for you, bro. Jesse, listen. Why is the ice bin fucking empty, geek? This fucking guy, man. The fucking freezer is low on beer as well, please. It's been a busy night over here, clown. The fuck do I pay you for? J Ray, $2 super chat. You notice Vince really made Edge dye his beard. Edge looks great. Edge looks great, man. I wish I could grow up and look as good as Edge at 47 years old. DeVar Davis with a $5 super chat. An argument broke out backstage. There's going to be a ladder match between Bruce and Laurinaitis. People power. Winner gets Vince's left testicles. Kiss my ass club returns. Oh my God, look at this super chat, man. We got a $5 super chat from Titus O'Neil's Baked Ziti. Oh my goodness. Man, you can't fuck with Titus's Baked Ziti, bro. I'm telling you. It is awesome. He says, right on, JD. Money in the Bank match should open WrestleMania, then use King of the Ring tournament to bridge the gap between SummerSlam. Also, do you know Braun Strowman is dumb? No, I added that. He says, also, do you know Braun Strowman runs fast? Yo, Titus is Baked Ziti, man. I don't know what's in that Baked Ziti, but you got it right, brother. Money in the Bank should open WrestleMania. Fucking title match whenever they want. King of the Ring in the summer. Bridge the gap between that and SummerSlam. Winning the King of the Ring tournament gets a #1 contendership to whatever championship that they're associated with on their brand. Simple. And they main event SummerSlam. Why is this so hard, Bruce? Huh? Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Vince hates how old Edge and Paul Ellering look, but our buddy Bill looks fine. Bill Goldberg is in better shape than Edge, brother. Bill Goldberg might not know a wrist lock from a wristwatch, but he looks better than Edge. And he's 53 years old. J Ray with a $10 super chat. JD, today Leo Rush made a complaint and stated that WWE is flying Logan Paul to Tampa on a private jet for WrestleMania, but last year fired plenty of people due to budget cuts. Your thoughts? That's where their priorities lie, brother. Leo Rush ain't wrong. But that's where their priorities lie, man. They're so desperate for attention through other sources that they will go to great lengths to try desperately to get any attention that they feel like they need going into WrestleMania. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. After that Edge promo, we need Tony Chimmel at WrestleMania. Yeah, get Chimmel back and get Alter Bridge to perform Metalingus at WrestleMania. Also, Mr. Cake with another $5 super chat. The thing I love about this Universal title storyline is there's desperation. Everyone's looking out for themselves and they're going to fuck each other up. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Dave Melee with a $4.99 super chat. Roman needs to retain at Mania. Daniel Bryan sadly does not deserve to be in the match, although he will add tremendous value to the match. Daniel Bryan doesn't deserve to be in the match. Dave Melee, exactly what would Daniel Bryan be doing if he wasn't in this match? He had no other storyline. So everybody that says Daniel Bryan doesn't deserve to be in this match, you would willingly keep Daniel Bryan off of WrestleMania 37? Not really a wise move, man. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. Who do you think was the one in Vince's ear to put Daniel Bryan in the match? I think it might be Daniel himself or maybe Heyman. Might have been Paul Heyman. Might have been Paul Heyman. Or it might be Vince McMahon himself. For all we know. Maybe he made an executive decision. Francisco Coronado with a $5 super chat. Dude, I hear Brock Lesnar will attack and take out Drew to get that Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar match. Dude, at this point, I don't even give a shit. Well, Lesnar's going to show up at WrestleMania? I wouldn't be surprised. Fallen Exposure. $5 super chat. SummerSlam 2021, Edge vs. Goldberg, Battle of the Spears 2 for the championship. Book it, Bruce. Don't give him any ideas, Mr. Exposure. Rick O'Shea with a $4.99 super chat. JD, thanks for letting me know I missed nothing on SmackDown tonight. Tapped out watching Highlander on Peacock. Hashtag there can be only one. I'm still trying to get used to navigating Peacock, man. It's awful. Amazon Fire Stick doesn't have Peacock yet, which pisses me the fuck off. And I just realized I got emailed today. Listen to this. I got emailed today. I'm pretty much at this point grandfathered into AT&T because I have AT&T as a mobile provider. They're giving me a free subscription to HBO Max because I'm a longtime subscriber to AT&T. I got an email today. Enjoy your HBO Max. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even have HBO Max. And then I read, all I got to do is log in with my AT&T email and log in. And I got HBO Max for free. Instead of paying $15 a month. So I got through AT&T HBO Max and through Hulu, through Spotify Premium, because I use Spotify every day, I got Hulu. It's great. It's fucking awesome, man. I can't wait for Mortal Kombat, bro. Godzilla vs. Kong. I may watch that this weekend. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. I like to see Cesaro beat Seth, get Money in the Bank, finally cash in on heel Edge if he wins. Cesaro winning Money in the Bank? I could see that. Jaden Vlogs with a $50 YouTube super chat. What's up, JD? Did I miss anything tonight on the show? I just hope to God that Roman wins. Jaden, you missed absolutely nothing, and Roman should be the champion going into whichever WrestleMania he wrestles The Rock. I'm sorry. Roman should not lose that title. Roman should be the champion for like 1,000 days. Paul Jackson, 1988, with a $10 super chat. WWE should hire me as head writer. Myself and almost anyone else could have booked a better road to WrestleMania. Bruce belongs in catering. Bruce belongs in an insane asylum. Bruce deserves termination. Jaden and Paul, thank you for the super chats. Issa in the chat. JD keeps winning. I try. I try. If I ain't winning, something ain't right, man. You know, I've been a loser for way too long. It's about fucking time I start winning, man. Dave Melee with a $4.99 super chat. We don't have the real Sasha, Bianca, Shayna, or anybody else for that matter. Of course, Bruce killed them all. Furious Nation with a $10 super chat. What's up, JD? What are your thoughts on Bianca beating Sasha at WrestleMania, but then after the match, Sasha beats the ever-living crap out of Bianca? Or what if Sasha uses heel tactics to retain? Sasha needs to retain the title. I don't give a fuck what you do. Sasha needs to retain the title. Have her cheat to win. But I think if it's main eventing WrestleMania, I have a feeling they're going to give it to Bianca. If it is indeed the last match on night one, I have a feeling they're going to give it to Bianca. Who knows? Dave Melee, $4.99 super chat. WWE flies blind right into a brick wall. I wish Bruce would fly right into a brick fucking wall. Jonathan Gastello with a $4.99 super chat. Pardon me, goon. I've got nothing to say, so take my money, and here's a Guinness for you, brother. Thank you for the awesome content and OTS for life. Jonathan. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Jesse asked, when did you stop being a loser? Listen, Jesse, I know what you meant by that question. I know you're implying that I am still a loser, but listen, bro, when Edgar gets you face to face, when Thunder Rosa gets you face to face, when Britt Baker gets you face to face, the only thing that you'll be seeing are more L's than Humberto Carrillo. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. By the way, TNA Impact this past week got 38,000 viewers. Sucks to be them, huh? Thomas Master, $5 super chat. JD, since the Jon Moxley situation, I haven't had the energy to be a WWE fan. That's how frustrated I am. Vince, enough with these stupid scripts. That's what broke you? The Jon Moxley situation is what broke you. At least you could watch Jon Moxley on television. That somewhat makes sense. Jesse is the new L in the alphabet. Every time you guys, remember the soup when we were little? Alphabet soup. Alphabets, whatever it was called, right? And you seen the little L floating around. All of Jesse's soup is L's. There's no other letter in the alphabet. It's all L's. He's got L soup. Furious Nation, another $5 super chat. Your thoughts on a Roman heel stable with Roman, Usos, and Naomi? And if you could add a mid-card guy to the group, who would you add? Nobody. The more you add, the weaker it makes Roman look. Roman doesn't need anybody. The Usos and Naomi would be enough. Nia Jax would fit instead of Naomi, but Naomi is married to Jimmy Uso, so. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Thoughts? Jimmy Uso helps Roman get the title back. Possibly. I heard a rumor that Jimmy Uso may be on next week's SmackDown. I thought he was going to show up tonight, but that did not happen. The Great Charlie with a $2 super chat. Your thoughts on Chris Jericho on Stone Cold's pod? Going to talk about it tomorrow on OTS. Got to tune in to listen to what I have to say there. But I think it's a good move. Good move for Austin. Good move for Peacock. Good move for AEW. It's a good move. Edgar Estrada with a $100 super chat. Happy Good Friday, you fucking goon. Bro, great start to the podcast. The intros were a genius addition. What if Daniel Bryan wins? Should he hold it till SummerSlam or lose it sooner? Shout out to the birthday boys, Paul fucking Woo and Hula Grim. He says, actually, Hula the Bulldozer Grim. Have a great weekend, JD. Edgar, I love you, brother. Thank you for the $100 super chat. Happy birthday to Paul Woo, Hula Grim. And I'll pass along the word to Mean Marky D. He appreciates the love, man. JDE with a $5 super chat. Am I the only one that thought WWE blew their load with Bianca and Carmella facing off for these so-called fresh feuds? I don't even care anymore, man. The entire women's division is fucking awful. So bad. And Corey Graves sounded like he was going to have a fucking aneurysm on commentary. Sounded like he was busting a load right there on commentary. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Rio McLovin with a Canadian $5 super chat. What's up, JD and OTS family? Can I please get a prayer emoji for my father? He passed away Thursday. I'm very sorry to hear that, McLovin. My thoughts and prayers are with you, brother. Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. There's still 1,200 large here, man. Everybody in the chat, give me a prayer emoji for McLovin. JDE with another $5 super chat. All Bianca and Sasha are doing is making me wish that this was Bayley-Sasha round 3 with a big payoff main event. Complete trash, bro. Absolutely. Richard Williams with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, can you do the Strowman Express? Braun Strowman is dumb. My name is Braun. And I just bought some new Dollar Shave Club. Did you try it before, JD? And are you going to put them on the podcast? Bro, the fact that you're not using Harry's is very sad. It makes me quite sad, bro. Dollar Shave Club, really? Fuck's wrong with you, Richard? Are you Braun? Whee! Furious Nation, $5 super chat. Sami Zayn is a genius more so than the freight train. Braun! Whee! Justin Strickland with a $9.99 super chat. I agree that Roman Reigns should retain the Universal title and have a long reign, and I believe he should hold it till WrestleMania 38. Also, anybody that complains about your awesome intro should be benched. They usually are. They usually are. They're not here for me. They're here to complain about fucking something that I put great amount of work into. Coil Phoenix with another donation with a $5 super chat this time. Forget all your haters, JD. Intro is fire. Tonight, 100%. Hashtag Mean Marky D forever. Mean Marky D is going to love this next week, man. With all the love everybody's giving him. I'm sure he'll have something to say about this on Monday night. Which, by the way, Raw is taped on Monday night, so expect even more garbage than usual. Munchie time with a $4.99 super chat. Love your content, JD. Excited for the next episode of CNC tomorrow during my lunch break. Keep up the great work. Cheers. Thank you, Munchie time. Paul Jackson with a $5 super chat. I wish WWE would put forth the same amount of effort you do each and every week, JD. I know. WWE doesn't give a single shit about anything, man. Ryo Wildfire. $4.99 super chat. The OG Goon voice versus Mean Marky D. Two OTS characters going head to head at WrestleMania. Who do you got? I'm going with Mean Marky D, no question. The OG, JD is so negative, man. He's a pencil neck geek. He weighs about 70 fucking pounds. He wears glasses. He's got high waters. He hasn't kissed a girl in his entire life, man. Virgin status is the OG Goon. Rick O'Shea with a $2.99 super chat. JD, how much of a little bit of the bubbly you got? 2 bottles. Downstairs in the wine fridge. Myron with a Australian $7 super chat. Sup, brother? Who should be in Mount Rushmore of WrestleMania? I got Hulk Hogan, Taker, HBK, Warrior, Biased Choice. Thank you for all the content. Respect and happy Easter. Who should be in the Mount Rushmore of WrestleMania? Hulk, Taker, HBK. And that last one's a tough one, man. That last one's a tough one. I don't know, man. I'll have to get back to you on that one. But definitely Hulk, Taker, and HBK would definitely be 3 to 4. Tenario. $10 super chat. Is there any good pizza joints in the Bronx? Yes. I love Louie and Ernie's on Tremont Avenue. Oh, no, it's not Tremont Avenue. It's Eastchester Road. I think. One or the other. Gerald Cormier, $5 super chat. So excited for TakeOver. Missed a month of NXT. Binged watched. And I can't freaking wait. Their women are miles ahead of the main roster in general. Yeah, man. TakeOver should be good. I think I'm going to do TakeOver on Wednesday. And we are going to review TakeOver and not AEW. I may take a poll. I may do NXT on Wednesday, Dynamite on Thursday afternoon, and then NXT again on Thursday night. I think the more live streams, the better. I know some people are doing Dynamite on Wednesday, and then they're doing Night 1 and Night 2 of TakeOver on Thursday. But I think I'll do the 3 live streams, because that's just what I do. Let me know what you guys think. Jericho 8131 with a $5 super chat. People crapped on the idea of Vince doing Goldberg Reigns as Spear versus Spear, but welcomed it with Edge Reigns just because it's Edge. Double standards. Indeed. Jay Wright, $10 super chat. JD, thoughts on Jericho appearing on Austin's Broken Skull sessions could set the stage for potential AEW WWE crossover relationship? No. Khan has once again kicked down the forbidden door. Steve Austin already came out and expressed how this podcast came about. And I'll be talking about it on tomorrow's Off the Script. Rick O'Shea, $2.99 super chat. I think HBO Max has the Skinamax highlights. Enjoy. Doesn't interest me whatsoever, brother. Paul Jackson with a $2 super chat. All aboard the Stupid Express. All aboard. Whee! Woolgrim with a $20 super chat. Thank you to you, JD, and the OTS family for the shout out to my mom and all the well wishes, prayers, and prayer emojis. She washed it all and cried with tears of joy. I swear this show has saved me many times. Love you all. Hopefully she's doing well, brother. We need your mother up and about, healthy and strong. Thank you for the $20, brother. $4.99 Ricochet. JD, what if Lince Dorado was slinging hard white? What if he carried a machete and was a gang member? Would anyone care more than now? Yeah, I think carrying around a machete deserves some fucking attention, bro. Gerald Cormier with a $5 super chat. Are you familiar with LA Knight, formerly Eli Drake's work? I get Austin Rock vibes, but I'm not sure how I feel about him. I am familiar with his work, and his work does not impress me. He's got charisma, though, and could cut a great promo. I don't really care for his in-ring work. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Sasha and Bianca's gear tonight was great. Can't wait to see what they have in store for Mania. Listen, Bianca's gear is always great. She does it herself. And Sasha's gear is always great because Mikaze is great at what he does. Rob Mash with a $5 super chat. JD makes the best Great Khali impersonation. Munchie Time, $9.99 super chat. Chugga 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 chew. Whee! All aboard the Strowman Express. And Raging Girl Gamer with a $5 super chat says nothing. Don't be shy, bro. No message. Fuck's wrong with you? No message. The only ones that are shy are the geeks around here, who hate watch and shadow watch, and then they clip me on the podcast, and then they put it on social media in about 15-second intervals just to shit on me, even though they probably agree with everything that I'm saying. Without me, half of the haters on social media don't have any content. I'm about to get out of here, man. What a night. Thank you guys so very much, man. Super chats like crazy. 725 likes. We need 25 more, man. Are there 25 people in this chat that have not hit the thumbs up? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Jesse, again, what am I waiting for, bro? Seriously, what are you waiting for? Give me the fucking ice bins, man. This fucking guy, man. I got beer in the goddamn cooler with no ice, man. And Titus is calling you, man. You gotta go shred some lettuce. We gotta prepare the kitchen for the weekend, man. It's happy hour. 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. It's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed this week. Blue Chew. Seriously, go hit up Blue Chew, man. Get it for free. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Bonfire.com for your t-shirts. Mouthmasker.com for your masks. Gerald with another $5 super chat. I ain't reading it, bro. Thank you. Because you know what time it is, man. I'm getting in the Mustang. It's fucking cold today, man, but the windows are down. The max volume on your music, turn it up. I want that blasting, man. Max. Give me those guitar emojis in the chat. I got my cold beverage and I'm getting out of here, guys. I'll see you later.